So, Crystalina, thank you again for doing this interview with us on the New Eve. I have a few questions for you, okay? So, these are some things that might not have been discussed or in the past interviews or in the show or in the talks before. So, courtship is still a practice here in the Philippines, and that's what I first want to ask you about. I'm interested in how Jason courted you.
I love it.
Okay, so
Jason, I do you know when he asked me if he could court me, I thought to myself, oh, what is that? You know? I had no idea because I was new to all of this. So I had no idea what courtship was. So the first thing I did, I was like, of course. Yes. You know, and he explained it to me, of course. But then I went to Barnes & Noble and I must have sat for just all evening looking through books and looking at courtship and just figuring out what it was. But Jason's simple explanation was that it's when a guy will come and he's taking your heart seriously from the beginning, that his intention is marriage, and that every step of the way he will lead and he will always let you know what the next step is, and that he let me know that he asked my parents permission, and I was just melting and dying inside, and it was just so romantic, and it was beautiful, and it was pure, and that's something I never had experienced and you don't hear about. But the purity that was in that was beautiful. It was just beautiful. And in the other relationships that I had been in, the worldly relationships, I was always wondering, where's this going? What's going to happen? And it's like the men don't know how to lead. They don't lead in relationships. It's just kind of like, well, whatever, you're cute, you're nice, let's just date, you know, you smell good, whatever. And it's not like that. But when someone courts you, like they're taking you and your relationship incredibly seriously, and you're also having God at the center of it, which is beautiful. And it's amazing. It just to have someone take that, to take you that seriously. It's a beautiful thing.
okay, so can you like give us like any examples of what activities you guys would do during that courtship?
We would always start our dates off in adoration. Even if it was a 5-minute visit or we took an hour once a week just to have that holy hour together, you really can't go to adoration and then go and do something you're not supposed to be doing. You know, it just doesn't work that way. But I will say, I never ever had to tell Jason, like, to stop. Or you know how you mess up and you have those big talks and you're guilty, and in that relationship you're like, we're never gonna do that again. That never happened with Jason and I. It just didn't happen because we knew where we stood in the very beginning. We took each other in our relationship very seriously. And the thing is, in a relationship, if you don't take yourself seriously, the guy's not going to take you seriously, because he's always going to push the limits. He's always going to see how far he can go with you. And then if you follow his lead and you go there, and then you guys end up having the big talk, and then you're like, okay, we're never going to do this again. He doesn't take you seriously because you don't take yourself seriously, and it will happen again. Because that's what I found to happen in my other relationships. But with Jason, we knew what it was in the beginning, and we went forward. And so when we did go on dates, we would go, okay, we're dorks, whatever, I'll tell you. We would go to the beach, and we would play catch till like 10:30 at night or something, and just play, and then, like, it was fun, just stupid kid stuff, whatever. Or he would take me out to a show, or we would go to dinner, or we'd have like game night, you know, with our friends, or, you know, but it was always in kind of that public atmosphere. Like, we just didn't put ourselves in that temptation of sin. I mean, let's rent a movie and go in my bedroom and watch it. It just didn't happen, you know, because you know better. And the thing is, when you're courting, he is guarding your heart. He is guarding your soul. He's being a man of God. And that's what courting should look like. Not, let's push the limits as far as we can and then have some big talk and fall. You know, it just, you put Jesus in the center. It changes everything. It changes everything.
That's good. Thank you for that. I think in the Philippines, like when we talk about courtship, maybe because we're slowly being kind of affected by more modern or like Western practices. So I think it was good that you set it down what courtship really is. It's not just the act of asking a girl to be your girlfriend, but it's really the guy takes the lead in guarding your heart.
Yes.